Hey guys, in this video we're going to be talking about or demonstrating teaching two athletes the three Olympic weightlifting derivatives that we use in the first phase of the program. We could use these in both the push-pull program and also the high-low system. And the advantage to these weightlifting derivative movements is as opposed to the full weightlifting movements. So the full clean and jerk or the full snatch that's used in like a weightlifting competition that you might see in the Olympics. With these derivatives, we break those lifts down into the component parts. So they're a lot easier for the athletes to learn, and they're a lot safer because they're not as technique intensive. But with some of the research that's been done over the past few years on these derivatives, the athletes get the same benefits in terms of development of explosive strength and transfer to sprinting with like the stretch shortening cycle and things of that nature. And the other component too is over the years, to be in a successful Olympic weightlifter, you have to have certain joint architecture and certain limb lengths, along with flexibility and a lot of practice. And a lot of athletes don't have those, you know, either genetically with their anatomy or in terms of putting in that much time to learn these lifts with that kind of practice, because you want to put forth your practice time towards your skills and towards your tactical work with your sport, as opposed to just in the weightlifting. So the weightlifting derivatives work really well. So in this one, the two athletes that I'm teaching to in the demonstration have a little bit of experience with these lifts, and they have some experience, about 2 years of some lifting, but nothing real intensive in terms of these types of weightlifting derivative movements. And so we're going to be showing the pull to knee, the clean pull, and the power snatch. So these would all be on a pull day in the push-pull lifting system, or they would be on the high-intensity day. So the day that you would do along with sprints and jumps and squats and bench in the high-low system. And on the push-pull day, we would start with these. So we would do these lifts first and then go into like pull-ups and chin-ups and eccentric hamstring work. On the high-low day, we would also start with these and then go into squat and then bench. The first lift that I'm demonstrating to the athletes and teaching them is the pull to knee. The pull to knee is similar to like a deadlift, where you're picking the weight up off the floor and we're just bringing it up to knee height or just above. The value to this lift is that your knee angles, you have a deeper, more flexed knee angle, which is similar to the acceleration phase of a sprint or the starting part of a sprint, which obviously is used in many sports. But it also, there's a little bit more of a strength component for the lower back because of the position where the back's a little bit more inclined. So they get more training on the lower back there. But also, when you're training the lower back, or a position is maybe more intensive on the lower back, safety is definitely of a much larger concern, especially with these developing athletes. So we watch their lower back carefully on this movement. But it's also the first phase of like a full Olympic lift, if we ever go to those, where they're working the strength off the bottom of, off the ground in the bottom part of the lift. So walk in close to where your midfoot or your laces are under the bar. Get that same grip where you're outside the hip here, okay? So it's over there. Drop your butt so that you can stay flat with your chest up, like this part of your sternum up. And then from that position, your motion to bring it up is going to be knees back. So it actually goes to there. Okay? Then down. Get reset each time. Elbows pointing to the side. Boom. Okay? Yeah, the first part of the lift is slower, yeah. Oh. And it'll be heavier to make it slow. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So the athlete's asking in this one if the lift is slower. So it is this first phase, it's called the first pull. So there's two pulls in a full Olympic lift. This is the first pull. The second pull is when the bar gets above the knee. The first pull is a little slower, and the second pull is more explosive. But in this particular lift, it should be heavy enough that they're trying to move the bar quickly, not as explosively as they can, but you're trying to move it quickly. But because of the weight, there's not a high bar velocity. Yep, there you go. Yep. Get your hands outside. There you go. Drop your butt down more. Chest up, back flat. There you go. And as you go up, so the chest and the hips got to rise together. So you don't want like hip and then there. So you want them raising together. Okay? Chest up, back flat, and then knees back. Right to there. Good. Yep. Get down. Oh, that was good. Good. Keep the bar a little closer to your body. So that's why your knees have to go back, because the bar stays close. Good. No, even more close. Good. There. Good. Nice. Right on. Drop your butt. Back flat. There you go. Knees back. Yep. Good. Right to there. Yep. Good. Okay, so on the second part of this video, the athlete is using a heavier weight. So he's using a 45 and a 25 on each side as opposed to just a 45. The 45 was really a teaching component or a teaching set for this athlete. This one's going to be his first working set with this weight. So we're keeping a close eye on the lower back to make sure that, especially in the first phase of the lift, he doesn't get into a lumbar flexion or a rounded position in his lower back. So we're going to keep a close eye on that and see how he does. Get reset. No, it was all right. You were good. You were good. Yeah.
You like your ring?
Good. Good. Keep it straight, right to there. Yep. You don't have to lock out the knees. Just drive. Good. Right there. Nice. Good job. Right on. So you can see he's very near about the maximum amount of weight we would want to use on this lift at this particular time, because his lower back starts curving just a little bit. So we're keeping a close eye on it through each of his sets, because if he can use this weight, we want him to do that because he's going to get more of a stimulus for his body to develop, but we don't want to lose that technique on the low rack. So it would not be advisable to go any heavier than that. In fact, we'd probably want to go with about a 45 and 2 10s on each side as opposed to a 45 and a 25, just because he's right about on that level. And based on his age, he's a freshman in high school. We don't need to be pushing through at that kind of factor of safety at this point for his performance.
Oh no, it's not
Same thing, yeah. So keep it over that part, yep. And you know, because of your height, you're probably going to want to go a little wider on your feet. Yeah, so get your feet a little wide. Maybe not quite really wide. Come in a little bit. There you go. So bring it close. Yep. Drop your butt more. See, yep. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Squeeze here. So this is a taller athlete with longer limb lengths. So really important to watch this type of athlete. They're all important to watch in this lower phase with their lower back positioning, but definitely with a taller athlete, it can be more challenging. So we played around a little bit with the spacing of his feet and with the spacing of his hands to find a good mix where he could get down into that initial position off the ground, keeping his spine in a neutral posture throughout. Okay. Arms straight though.
Here, make
Yeah, you might bring your feet a little closer then. That way you can get your hands out wide. Get them even though. Your feet are, yeah, there you go, yeah. Drop your butt, back flat. There you go, now knees back as you come up. Good, yeah. Yep. Drop again, butt, yeah. Knees back. So keep the bar coming straight up. That's why your knees have to go back. Good. Okay. You don't have to go up that high, just to the knees. Right there, good. Good. One more, stay flat. Chest up as you go up. Good, nice. Right. Roll it closer to your body.
Like that?
Yeah, there you go. Back flat, squeeze shoulder blades. There you go, yep. That's the form, nice, good. Get reset, take your time, get reset, yep. Knees back, good. It's flat, good. You can see with this athlete, we're about at that point where we don't want to go any heavier, especially now early on. In fact, we'd probably want to drop about 5 pounds as he's right about the point where he's not losing control of his lower back, but he's close to being in that position. And in the first week, definitely we wouldn't want to push through this position. Maybe in the third week, we could do a couple sets there, but because he's safe, so we could do some sets there, but we'd want to be careful about whether or not especially in the first week, it wouldn't be worth going through that. Flat, get flat, squeeze, good. Tight core, good. Okay, rest. Yeah. That's good. It's good for that set. So on that last rep, based on how he started, he was at the point where it was close with his lower back. Still safe, but definitely had some yellow flags up to keep a close eye on his back. But he started kind of losing some position on his lower back with his fatigue. And definitely on the beginning of that last rep where I cut him off, he wasn't keeping a position that I was comfortable with. So we stopped the set there. So even if we say 5 reps, they might only do 4 if that's how their body's responding for that particular set. But safety above all else, so that's why we cut it off for that last rep. So the second lift that we're teaching today is the clean pull. So the clean pull works the second pull of an Olympic lift. So the first pull is from the ground to the knees, and then the second pull is the knees coming up into the catch position. So here we're working a different phase of the lift and a different part of different joint angles for explosiveness. So this would be more of when the athlete's in the higher speed, more upright running position, or jumping in basketball, especially like a quicker jump where they're not going into a great knee bend or a knee flexion angle. And so, but the advantage of a clean pull as opposed to like a full power clean is that it's much easier for the athlete to learn. There's not any of the technical components of the catch position where some athletes struggle with the wrist flexibility to get into that position. But you can also, especially in the early phases, use heavier weights in a clean pull as opposed to a power clean. You want to take a grip that's just outside the hips, like here. Okay. Take a couple steps back. Okay. So this is a little more. One more step. This is a clean pull from the knees. Okay. So just bring it to right above the knees. Yeah, chest up, back flat. Good. And all you're going is to here. Okay. Yep. There you go. Yep. So now explode. Pop it up. Pop. Yep. Faster. Like a vertical jump. Boom. Make it pop. Make it pop. Try it. There you go. Pop. Good. Pop. Good. Yeah. Get that pop in there. Good. Racket. Yeah, so take a grip that's a little bit wider than the hips. Yep, there you go. Yep, back up a couple steps right there. So yeah, keep your chest up, squeeze shoulder blades, go right above the knees, go down a little lower, chest up. And all you're gonna do is explode like a vertical jump into that shrug position. Yep. Good, yep, there you go. Pop. Good. 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 Straight up. Explode up. Pop. Good. Good racket. So get that grip right outside. Yep. So it's a clean pull from the knee. Yep. It should feel heavy, but that's okay. Drop. Get the bar down right above the knees. Back flat. Yeah. Now make it explosive. Make that motion explosive. Explode. Good. Even more. Go up onto. Go down. A little more. Now explode. Good. Get the shrug in. Pop. Yeah. Make that bar pop. Make it pop. Pop. There you go. One more like that. Get that pop in there. Good. One more. Actually, yeah, I want you to get that pop. Good. Yep, racket. Good. And keep your elbows pointing to the side. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Yep. And then explode up. There you go. Good. Way to get that sound. Good. Good. One more. Good. Right on. Rack that. So yeah, make sure you get that explosive movement in. And clean pull from the knee. 5 reps.
Hey, do you have a crammit? That's totally 5.
Yep.
But you don't even name taunt your
Tight core, squeeze shoulder blades, now explode. Good. More, get bar velocity. Get it popping. Good, yeah, that's okay. Good job. Explode. Good. Racket. So the heavy's okay on that because we're using that shorter motion but training that portion of the Olympic lift. So heavy's good on this, yeah. Because the range of motion's pretty small. Okay. Yep, go right above the knee. Hey, go feet a little closer, as if you're going to vertical jump. There you go. There you go. Yeah, you're all right. It was good.
Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah. Required?
Okay, one more. Explode. Good. Racket. Hey, man, if you're ever losing your grip like that, if you ever lose your grip during a rep, just let it hit the ground. It's not going to hurt the bumpers, and it'll save you. One of the things that both of the athletes struggled with in learning the clean pull was actually having an explosive motion. When the athlete pops and gets the bar moving, you get that kind of click in the bar at the top of the motion. So besides just watching what they're doing, I listen for that sound as well. But you can see both athletes started to get it as we practice more, so where they're getting that explosive motion. The Power Snatch was the third Olympic weightlifting derivative movement that we use today. Probably the most complicated, and you'll see as the athletes learn it on video, they struggle more than on the other ones because there's multiple components involved. But what's nice about doing these three lifts, the pull to knee, the clean pull, and the Power Snatch on a single day, is you get to work the full power spectrum in terms of weight, so heavier weights on the pull to knee, medium weight on the clean pull, and then lighter weight on the snatch. So you're working different force velocities, they call it, so different parts of the power curve. But we're also working the different components in terms of joint angles, so greater knee angles on the pull to knee, and then shallower knee angles on the power snatch and the clean pull. And then on the power snatch in particular, they're working that full motion all the way through to the top.
So we're going with the power snatch from the hanging position on this. So your grip's going to be wider. Get your index finger out on these, the wider power rings. Okay. Elbows to the side. So not here, elbows to the side. We're going to go right above the knees just like you did, but instead of just going there, you're going to do that same motion, but then you're going to keep going with it and then drop under.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is a power snatch. Okay?
Oh, okay.
So it's here. Think about it almost like you're whipping a towel towards the ceiling.
Okay.
Okay? And try to land with like your head through. Right there.
We feet wider?
No, the feet are in the same position as on the clean pull, but your grip is wider.
Gosh, that's light.
Oh yeah, that's to practice. So, yep, so go down right above the knees. Right above the knees, a little lower.
Through the ceiling.
There you go, yep.
Oh.
Okay, not bad. So, oh yeah, don't get it out here. You want to come through the gutter. So then when you get, as you come up, it's through here,
Okay.
not out here.
All right.
And then when you come down from here, as opposed to there.
Okay.
Okay.
This is.
There you go, nice, yep. So just do 5 as a learning. Good, yep. Explode through, whip it like a towel to the ceiling. There you go, nice. Land with a little more, don't get your knees so wide. Like you're jumping, yeah. Good, nice, there you go. Hey, but don't get here, okay? You gotta stay there you go. Get your feet like you're gonna jump. So sometimes I like to come here and think about, that would be my jumping position.
Yeah, or like right here.
Yeah,
And where should I start?
Go to right above the knees with the bar. Yeah, but okay, so you're here, okay? Get your shoulders a little more in front of the bar. There you go, yep, like that. And then just like you're jumping and you're whipping a towel to the ceiling. Okay, that's right. Go again. So explode it like you're jumping, okay? Explode and then duck under. Explode. Okay. Hey, do this for me once. Instead of snapping, just go here and jump.
And jump?
Yep. Just jump as high as you can. There you go. Yep. Do that again. And shrug up as you can. There you go. Good. Now do that same thing, but then get that motion over the head. All right. Okay. But do the jump part. I know it's
Jump with it?
Yeah. It's a little
okay.
bit light. So
Yeah.
So the jump won't be quite right, but you know, still I kind of think about a jump and then getting under it. That's right. Hey, do a
I'm trying
jump.
to like think.
That's right. So come forward a little. Okay. Do a jump. One jump. Good. Now do that and go overhead. Yeah, better. Now land a little bit more under. But that's the explosiveness.
Okay.
It feels weird because it's too light. But
Yeah.
we're going to fix that now. So, okay, cool. You can set. So go right above the knees.
Oh.
Yeah, same thing. We're doing the power snatch.
Yep.
There you go. Okay, hold on a second. Yeah, you're here. Get your shoulders kind of in front of the bar. Not that far. Kind of right in there. There you go.
All right.
Yep.
Now.
Yep. Okay. Good. Hey, remember, once you're here, come here, head down. It'll be easier on your shoulders. Okay. So now explode it. Okay, try to land with your arms already straight. Yep. Almost. Okay. Bring it down. Okay. Do one more. That's all right. It's a little heavy, so you're just gonna have to Back flat. Get your shoulders in front of the bar. Shoulders in front. And hey, get moving. Like athletic position, like you're gonna hit someone. Okay? Yeah, there you go. Now explode it through. Almost. Cool. Yep, bring it down. Yeah, that's good. So we need to go with a 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So switch these out to a 5, fellas. Yep, like you're gonna jump. Get that shoulders in front of the bar, just a little bit. There you go. Yep. Nice, nice. Yeah, that was pretty darn good. Yep. Yeah, you just landed here instead of there. With your arms. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, your arms are spin.
Almost, yep. So once you explode and get it, then drop right to there. There, yeah, that's pretty good. Nice. Yeah.
Just fell backwards.
Yeah, now if that ever really happened and you lost it, just drop the bar and get out of there to save your head. Okay, so step forward a little. There you go. Oop, not quite on that one. Nope. Good. Don't cut this part short. Get all the way through it. Don't try to start dropping on the bar when it's here. Like get through the full explosion, then drop it. One more, one more. Almost. Did you hit yourself in the chin? Okay, good. You put it here. Yeah. Good. Good. Yep. So try to land a little more bent. There you go. That was good. Nice. Good. So on these we're like kind of jumping and stomping, but once your technique gets better and you're handling more weight, then you won't actually have the jump and like the stomp. You'll get to here and then just drop.
Oh, okay.
But this is a good way to
That's
learn
kinda
an
easy.
explosive first motion. Yeah. Not bad. Just get a little more explosion and you're there. Ooh, almost. Yeah.
It's like jumping
Combine those two and you're pretty good. Just try to land right here. Try to jump. Yeah, you want to land right like that. So you want all the explosion to happen so you can land right there.
Alright, so I don't have to push it up at all.
Correct. Yeah, you don't want to have to press. Yeah. Hey, that was the explosion we're looking for. Nice. Yeah. Do one more. Explosion, explosion, explosive. Oh, you cut it short. Good job. Go ahead, Racket. Your second to last one was good.
Alright.
One of the things you'll see us talking about here with the Power Snatch is kind of jumping and then landing with the bar in that position overhead. That's not how it's going to be when the athletes develop proficiency at it. Instead, they'll explode up through the toes and then drop into the catch position. But in the beginning phases, it's useful because the athletes learn to explode and explode all the way through the range of motion.